Let me find a way to bring people together first. And how do I do that? I had to run an event. I had to run meetups. And the real reason why I started the meetups in the first place in London was truly because I was the one that was lonely. I was the one that was always working one-on-one with my clients in my little attic room in London. And I was just like, man, I miss like going to events. I miss people. And the events that happen in London are always like expectation and transactional events. You go to a business event, they sell you something in the end. You go to a social event, they're all getting drunk. So it's like, how can you talk to someone consciously if they're unconscious? What the hell is going on? Like, and so I was just like, how and where do I find a group of people that get me, who first of all accept me, that understand me, that get me, that love talking about the same topics as me, and more importantly, how do we actually connect with people on a deeper level? Because I just always found people that were so like what's the word? Like they were so shallow, so boring to talk to, no passion, no energy. The reason why Ria liked me was because obviously she initially when she met me and she felt the energy, it reminded her of you because she knows that you're very passionate, you love what you're doing, you're in Dubai, you come from the Philippines, that you have this big dream, this big goal. So most likely we will always connect our energy with people that we already know because we want to be around those people. We don't want to be around people that when we go around, they're like, oh, such a boring week, so lazy, oh, nothing's happening in my life, oh, I'm so broke, oh, it's so expensive living in Dubai, oh, there's it's constant excuses and complaining and negativity, and we don't need those people, right? We don't need those people. And coming to the topic of like vulnerability and transparency from loneliness, the reason why this has been created was because I became very vulnerable and transparent with my own community, meaning my online community, my IG fam, my LinkedIn family, my TikTok fam. Like I'm on every single channel on social media. So I have like a group of people from each platform, if you want to call it. So I've always had little communities online, but I wanted to bring everything in person and also find a way to make it hybrid. So all the events I ran in London were all here, and my laptop was here, and I had a microphone too. So there were people joining from online and while I was in person. But man, it's so hard to host that by yourself because then all my attention was going to figuring out, making sure these guys on the laptop are okay, and making sure that you guys are okay. But then after doing it for multiple events, I felt like the people who are coming weren't even like getting full attention from me because I was so busy like with these guys online too. So until and unless that I have someone that comes with me to every event and that can look after the laptop stuff, the tech stuff, I was like, I'm just going to do this in person. You're going to either be blessed and lucky to be in the room, or you're going to watch it on YouTube later from here. So for me, the reason why transparency and vulnerability is important is because you can't expect to attract the right people into your life if you are not already healed yourself, if you are not authentic yourself, if you are not already kind and generous and a good soul yourself. How could you sit there and visualize and manifest this perfect friendship, partner, community when you are not even working towards building that for yourself, or you're not even working towards becoming that person that wants to do something like that in the future? So, how could we expect to invite the right people into our life if we're not doing anything, right? Like if you're just sitting in your room and you go to work, most of you guys living in Dubai, so every day if you just wake up and you're going to work early in the morning, you're coming back in the evenings, and all you're doing is focus on work, and then you come back home and you eat something and you have a shower and then you sleep and then you repeat, then what are you doing with your life? How are you going to achieve your dreams? Because like I always tell my clients, it's like, I don't care if you have a job, if you're hustling in your business. I'm like, your dreams don't have time for anybody else. So I can show you the messages I have from people that want to meet me in Dubai, from like friends that I have. And I just keep telling them, I'm so sorry. This time I can't meet you. I'm really sorry. And it's hard for me to do that because I'm a very like kind and generous person. So I really want to make time. But I'm like, no, I came with an intention to build my community. I came with this intention to do what I love and to build my dream. And last year, when I first came here last year in the beginning of the year, so I came in 2023, end of 2023, set up my company here. I got my visa, I got my 2 years thingy. So that's why every 6 months I have to keep coming back to keep my visa open, right? So I went back to London because I had a little bit of an issue with two friends that I came to Dubai with. Another day's story. But the most important thing that I learned from that whole lesson from last year was that people always come and distract you in your life. Those two friends of mine were distractions from my dream. And I promise you, the more you keep saying yes to everybody, the less likely your dreams are going to happen. And that's why I always talk about healthy boundaries. It's so important for you to learn to love to say no. But you can say it in a kind way. You can still say it in a nice way. You don't have to be like, you kiss our ass like, oh, you want to go? So we're like, no, don't want to go. They're not interested. They're gonna be like, what the hell? This guy's a rude, arrogant moron, right? But I can just be like, oh, Kissa, thank you so much for inviting me. I really appreciate it. But you know what? I'm gonna have to kindly decline because I have these other things that I've got going on, and I'm genuinely really busy. I won't be able to come that day. But maybe someday in the future, I promise we'll meet up. That's it. That's the kindest way you can just decline and say no. But most people are like people pleasers. Oh no, like she's gonna feel this of me. She's gonna feel bad. He's gonna feel like this. He's gonna feel like I don't like her. Or this. He's not interested in this conversation or whatever. Like guys, no. Like your time is precious. I promise you. I was talking to someone yesterday about time and how precious it is. Every single day, the clock's ticking. The clock is ticking, and our dreams are declining. And every single thing that you wanted to do in the world will only happen when you take the leap of faith. Most people I know in London never take the leap of faith. I'm sure Charlie can attest to that, right? They're so scared to leave the UK, to leave London. And when they hear Dubai, all they hear is glitz and glamour and expensive Lambos, and they feel like you can't live here. And I'm going back. I'm going to build this community. I'm going to go back and prove to these people in the UK with their mindset that, guys, there's areas of Dubai that is like so cheap, that it feels like you're in India. AKA Dera, Satwa, Sharjah. Like there are like for me coming from the Western world into this world, it's so much more affordable to live in this part of the world than it is in the Western part of the world. You're paying taxes, you're paying bills and phone this and phone, but everything. Yes, you pay bills here. Yes, you pay checks here. Yes, you pay for apartment, but it still works out cheaper in the long run every time. Again, that's like a whole nother like topic and a whole nother workshop, because I feel like we can dive deep into that to educate people about the difference between why everybody's moving to Dubai compared to where they're from. But again, vulnerability and transparency from us is the first step towards opening the doors to attracting the people that you want. The reason why you're all here today was somewhere down the line, I put out a Threads post. I met a couple of people from the Threads post due to the energy that I put out there. They came to me, I started a conversation. Hey, thank you for engaging with my thing, blah, blah, blah. Sent them a message. They replied. I started a WhatsApp group in Dubai. Next thing you know, there's like freaking nearly 50 of us in that group. It's already surpassed the UK group. And I knew that would happen. I already knew that. But this is just proves to me like this is where my focus and attention will obviously be more, right? Because people here come for their dreams. But I want to prove to people in the Western world that people are coming to the Middle East to attract their dreams, to attract the opportunities that they want in their life. But we can't expect to just sit at home and attract that. We have to first become the person who's going to gain that level of success. We have to attract the right people into our life by first becoming the right person in our life. Like we have to heal from our traumas. We have to heal from the struggles and challenges and obstacles that we are going through in our life. Because as I always say, nobody's coming. Nobody's coming to save us. I'm telling you, when I was sitting there in my loft room and I was just like, had that epiphany moment of like, man, it's just like so lonely. It's just so freaking annoying. And I'm very selective with friends. So I just cut off a whole bunch of friends from college and everything as I was on my personal development journey. Because I knew these guys are not going to help me with my dream. These guys don't even think like me. These guys, when I tell them my dream, they laugh and they mock me and they think I'm silly. But I'm just like, I used to use the negative energy as fuel to push me and pull me towards my vision. So one day they look back and be like, damn it, shit, we should have stayed his friend. That's why I said to you guys earlier, if you stick with me for long enough, I promise you, all of the Tony Robbins and the Jay Shetties and all these Mel Robbins and everybody that you see out there that we look up to on social media, they will want to become part of the platform. They will want to come and do their speech. They'll want to be on the How to Human podcast. I already see it. I already know it. I'm going to be doing it and building it. The question though is, some people, like yesterday in my story, that I shared this analogy of life is like a train ride. Right? Like people come into your life and people go away from your life. The most important people in your life are going to stay till the end of your destination, which is the day that you die. And I promise you guys, there are only going to be a handful of people that you are very vulnerable and open and transparent with. They're the ones who cared for you, that loved you, that looked after you, that supported you, that encouraged you. They're not the ones that we want to like surround ourselves with if you are not in a place of wanting to become a better version of yourself. Because if you're constantly living your life in that negative perspective, negative mindset, or with the negative people, because the environment is the biggest thing. Compare the environment to how you guys are living in Dubai now. Compare it to where you're from. Like Ria was saying, right? In the Philippines, there was no opportunities. There's no cool gyms. There's no jobs. There's not enough money you can make. Suddenly, she came to Dubai. What did she say? It's so easy here. Everybody just like there's so much opportunities. Like everyone I talk to wants to give you a job or wants to like at least introduce you to someone. So networking here is very powerful because more than 80% of Dubai is expats. So you're always going to be meeting people from somewhere around the world, and that's what I love about Dubai. You always meet someone from the UK, someone from the US, someone from Philippines, someone from India, someone from Pakistan. You'll always meet different people, and that that kind of brings into place the whole concept of diversity. There will never be a thing such as racism in an environment like this. And people of different colors and races and religions and faiths and backgrounds and whatever your belief system is, if you can actually come together as humans, the red blood that we all bleed, the humans that we are, that is how we can bring humanity back together. That is how I believe through us being authentic and transparent and vulnerable, we will attract the right people into our life. And I promise you guys, you will start connecting with the right people that give you that key to be like, hey, Charlie, come with me. Like, I'll open the door. Boom, opportunity is right there. Hey, Asal, you like yoga? Boom, I'll open the door. We have a studio for you. Right? Like next thing you know, like when I come in the future to buy my apartment, Mark, Kissa, Farah, I have so many people I can go to. I'll be like, you three get together, make a deal, find me a best place, and we'll make it happen. And we'll all help each other. And I promise that I will keep my side of the bargain every single time. I'll make sure that I'll still provide the biggest value that I can. Because when people come together and help each other, the world is full of abundance, and you're gonna just keep attracting more and more and more and more and more. But if you don't surround yourself with the right environment and you go home and you just chill and every day you watch Netflix or you just relax, you don't have a dream and ambition, or you're just being lazy and procrastinating like my bloody clients do. And I'm always like kicking their ass, like, oi, like one voice note from me and my client. Oh no, I'm reading my book. I'm sending my thing over. Like I always say to people, I'm like the whisper in your ears. As a coach, like I'm like the whisper in your ears. Because the biggest thing I've learned is everybody lacks accountability. That's it. I promise you, the biggest wins from my client is just like because of accountability. Me just being like, hey, remember you said you want to have that apartment in Dubai? Like, what are you doing today about it? What did you read that book I told you? Did you read that article you told me you wanted to go through so you can learn about this thing in real estate? Did you go onto LinkedIn and add 20 new people so you can find new leads to talk to? Like that little voice note, those little messages, my little inner voice in their life is all they need for them to get a kick up their ass to actually go and, oh, I'm on it, coach, I'm on it, I'm going to do it, I'm doing it. That's all people need. That's why I love coaching because it's for me, it's not hard. For me, it's hard to attract the right people because I don't like working with everybody. But after I do find the right clients, I'm like, let's go. Like I can't wait to work with this person to see them go from where they're stuck and what their current struggles and problems are, and then see them get results and be like, man, that's the most fulfilling thing you'll ever find in the world. But every single one of you sitting here, you also have a dream and a goal and an ambition. And I promise you, the more you start taking action steps every single day towards it, by first healing, working on yourself, personal development every single day, because personal development is what changed my life. Working on rewiring my brain every single day to think positively and be optimistic and have these big goals. I would never imagine I have like 15 people sitting in front of me, my own event that I hosted in Dubai. If you told me like 10 years ago, I was a super shy, flipping introvert. Seriously, some of you would never believe it. I will show you my first ever Snapchat video that I started like my content creation journey in 2016. I'll show you the video with the date, how I sucked at making content. How the way that, who was it said, oh, we love watching your videos, there's Shalini, right? The way she's like, oh, how do you just stand there making these cool videos, like with the background? And I'm like, it's just so natural. I have no script, nothing. It's all just comes to me based on experience and my own growth. Is it like two things came to mind when you just shared that? Number one is that you guys putting something out into the universe, the way I post content, you never know whose life you're going to change. You never know who you're going to inspire, even if it's one view. Like people always say, oh, Sadiq, you don't really get many views on your thing. And every single person goes through the same thinking. especially when you're new or you're a content creator or in personal branding or whatever, yeah, the people will always feel the same thing. Oh, I only get 50 views, 83 views, 100 views, 200 views, 500 views. But I shift their perspective and I'm like, okay, cool. You only get 500 views, yeah? You only get 100 views. I want you to just right now imagine you're standing on a stage and there's 100 people in front of you. That's how many people just saw your thing. Yeah, you can't put the faces to the number because you don't see them. But in reality, the reels, the insights are showing you 500 people, 100 people, 63 people have seen your thing. That's real people that saw your thing. Yes, maybe they didn't buy your thing, maybe they didn't come and inquire, maybe they didn't DM you, but it's fine. This is a long-term game. The way that I found Amir, like you guys met last week in the event, he was in Dubai as well, and he spoke at last week's event. The way I found that guy was he found me on the Instagram Explore page, and I'm not a freaking million follower person on Instagram. I had like 5,000, which I cut all the bots away, and I'm like down to 2,500 of legit people now because there was just so much crap on my Instagram that I just cleared it all up one day. So yes, I have a less amount of follower count, but I probably have even better, juicier, deeper relationships with each one of them than all these people with a million followers that you see that don't interact and don't even know who comments on their stuff. So yes, we all go through that numbers, perspective, the numbers game, the hardship. Everybody's watching. There's a reason why on Instagram has stories. Everybody's watching. It's the same way I shared that story vulnerably on my IG, right? Recently, yesterday, about my two friends that were ex-friends that were with me here last year but no longer here. Is it like when you share stories, people relate. You might not. We always in our own mind make up a false narrative and a story that no one's going to be interested in this. Nobody cares about what I have to say. Nobody cares about the yoga video that I'm going to make. That whenever Rio is making content, you're probably thinking, no one's going to watch my thing. No one's going to comment. No one cares. Why am I doing this? You're going to always question yourself. On the other side of the spectrum, someone's out there desperately waiting for someone to teach you about something related to yoga or a certain move or a certain position or a certain meditation or certain breath work. Somebody's out there struggling with mental health that could go through your breath work and their life changes, or at least they calm down, they release anxiety. But for us, we always our brain our brain is naturally wired to go towards negativity. That's why people love the news, aka your parents, the older generation, even some of you sitting there constantly watching the news. Yes, it's important to be updated about what's happening in the world, but guys, trust me, half of the times, if there is nothing you can do about it, you should focus on your own life. If there's something you can do or there's something minimal you can do it. If you want to pray, if you want to share it, if you want to whatever, like if there's something small you can do that will make a little difference, great, do it. If it's aligned with you. Most of the time it's not. And it will never help you move forwards in your life because you're going to be like all your energy goes towards the negativity. Then you end up having a bad day. So whenever I work with my clients, I always try to plant the seeds in their mind and say, hey guys, make sure you start the day with something positive. Whether that's a motivational video, some music, a meditation, a prayer, a nice beautiful walk. You guys live in Dubai, just go out for a little walk in the morning. It makes a big difference in how you start your day. Because most people that start their day in a bad way, the rest of their day is terrible. They might think, oh, in the evening, I'm going to go see my friends, it might be better. But because they're in a bad mood, yes, they might feel better, but they're not going to actually feel like this was an amazing day. I had a good, productive day today. They're just going to be like, oh, they started off crap, saw my friends, it was okay, but their negativity and they shat all over you, and now their negativity on top of your own bad day is like triple threat. So we have to surround ourselves with the right people, the right communities. We have to attract the right energy into our life, but it starts with us. Nothing will change in your life if you don't change. My favorite quote from Jim Rohn, he used to be like one of the biggest personal development gurus in the world. He says, for things to change, you have to change. For things to get better, you have to get better. I live by that today, and I've been living by that for the last 10 years. Because I know myself and how I've changed so much. I'm standing here right now looking at your beautiful faces thinking, man, like, Sadiq, you were the guy that was there in the back, like super shy, hiding, couldn't speak to women, like so afraid of the world and of humans. And now to be standing and like creating a community, coaching, speaking, doing things I love based on the person I became from the growth that I entailed. So for me, it was about me changing, me growing, me learning. Then I'm now the person that I'm able to serve and support and give and to add value to others. And I'm just going to keep, this is just going to keep duplicating now, because now I realize I can't do it by myself. Hence I have community. Now I can leverage you guys to support me to grow this, because I can't do this by myself. I can't keep being the cameraman, the photographer, the guy in the back, the guy taking the stories and the guys, selfie, everybody. Like, I can't be always the guy that does everything. You know, like, obviously business won't ever grow like that. You can't ever scale anything like that. But in the same time, in a community sense, you can't help as many people as one person. The only way that you can grow something big and help multiple people is two things. Number one, you put out content. There's a reason why this is recording now, because all of you guys are blessed to be here in person, to listen and to learn and to connect with each other on this human level. This energy you're never going to get back, right? Because we can watch the video after, but you're, oh yeah, we remember him standing there, the lights working, yeah, cool. Let's have a look at how it looked afterwards. You guys will go see, but you will never get this laugh, the energy, the clinging of the glass and the coffee shops, and you won't get that. You won't hear that again. You know, just as I said, it manifested. So first thing is content, putting something out there in the universe for people to get value from, to get support from. Second is you coming and meeting people in person to get this connection and this vibe that you might not ever get in any other community. And I promise you, there are so many communities that you guys are going to go to in Dubai, in London, in Bali, wherever. There are so many amazing ones too, by the way. I'm not like knocking every single community out there. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just saying I've had enough of the communities that are not actually caring about the people in them, and they always just want to keep taking and extracting. I just want to teach leaders that if you want to build a community, then you have to show up as a servant leader yourself by giving to everybody first before you keep expecting anything in return. So that all happened, again, based on my journey of becoming the confident, bolder, more courageous version of me. Then one day being transparent and being like, hey, Sharad, you know, like, I used to struggle with this, man. This was really hard for me. I struggled with it for so many years of my life. I used to always procrastinate, and I used to always say, I'm going to do this, and I have this dream, but I never did anything about it. But now, like, I have a community where I follow someone online and they pushed me to do something about it. I started taking action and building the habits. Before you know it, everything in my life is changing. But it only changes when we have the humility to come together in a space like this and to open up and say, hey, you know what, Ria, Charlie, Mustafa, Mark, like, I'm struggling with this, man. Do you know how? Is there any way you can help me? Is there anyone you can introduce me to? Is there some way that I can support? You can support me, and that transparency will open up other doors for you that you never would have imagined. Because you helping someone in need, I promise you, karma, the universe, God, whoever you believe, will come back in another way and bless you in another way. And you're going to be like, damn, maybe that was because of that random act of kindness that I did. Maybe it's because I gave that guy in the street water to break his fast with the other day. You know, maybe it's because I gave someone some food. Maybe it's because I sent some charity to some organization to help people out there who are suffering. Whatever it might be, you putting out good is always going to bring good back to you. And you're going to be able to be around people like this that are going to want to help you do it too. They're going to literally be the shortcut for you to get the level of success and the happiness and joy and inner peace that you're all looking for.